Today's Decolonizing Science lesson brought to you by superheroagency.com. Bring the magic to your kids in the DMV. Now let's get back into that made-up word called matter. Per the Western definition, is anything that takes up mass and space, and that energy something that you have, not something you can be. Now, indigenous sciences will argue, and so with most of the other contradictory terms of Western science. Now, Einstein's formula says it's packed up energy, which makes a lot more sense. Now, this is the essence of an atom, which we're classically told is matter or packed up energy per Einstein. Now, here's some different phases of packed up energy, what they call matter. You'll notice that they all jiggle or move, but far slower than pure uncontained energy, light, which also, again, sometimes they say is energy and sometimes it has energy, blah blah blah. Either way, what they've noticed is that light, what some call pure energy because it has no mass, moves differently from matter or contained energy, again per Einstein. See the waves compared to the continuous stream. So for example, if you poured sand, which is recognized as matter or contained energy, through two slits in a board, they would end up in two piles at the end because that's what matter does. But if you shoot light, which is massless, debatably pure energy, it would end up as waves on the second wall because that's what light does. Right. And if you shoot a bunch of atoms, aka packed up energy, aka matter, through a slit in one wall, they should splatter as a splotch of atoms on the second wall, kind of like shooting paint through a hole in the wall. And won't you know it, that's exactly what happened when scientists did this experiment. So naturally, if you open up the other slit, it should create the two splotches on the other wall, just like matter would do. But oddly enough, they didn't. See, the atoms for some reason created a wave pattern on the second wall, like how massless energy or light radiation would behave. Now wait a second, atoms, you are supposed to be matter, packed up energy. Why are you behaving like unpacked released energy, like some radiation waves? And didn't you just do something different right before that? So the scientists decided to put a monitoring device to track the way the atoms were moving through the slits. And one by one, the atoms started to go through the slits and land as two patches on the second wall. Now, atoms, why are you playing games with us like this? So the scientists told the atoms, okay, atoms, we're not watching you this time, so just do you know? And then the atoms did the wave pattern again, like radiation or pure energy. So it would appear that atoms behave differently depending on if they know they're being watched or not? Wouldn't that imply the atoms are conscious? Absolutely not. There's a perfectly material explanation for all of this.
I turn on the lights, the beam, the photon hits the electron jumps to a different state. I cannot know what the electron is doing unless I illuminate it. And if I illuminate it, it's doing something different from what it was before I illuminated it. It has nothing to do with consciousness.